Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of First Impressions. It's the Beeler.Tech Ad Tech unboxing video series where we get to kind of learn about products, understand where things are developing, and really, again, just learn about ideas that can help publishers make more revenue. And today I'm with LiveIntent, and I've got Jenny and I got Ajay. Jenny, what part are you going to talk about?
I'm going to talk about today the benefits of utilizing the email channel to sell your ads there, and how to take advantage of direct selling that inventory, and sort of touch a little bit about who we are at LiveIntent and what we have to offer you.
Fantastic. Ajay, what are you going to be touching on?
I'm going to take a deeper dive at all the new features that we've rolled out and how it's going to help with your direct selling program in email.
Awesome. Then let's get to it. Jenny, I'm going to throw it to you. Jenny, take it away.
Hi, Jenny Conway, and excited to be here to discuss the benefits of utilizing email as a channel to sell your ad inventory if you're not doing that already, and also to discuss how LiveIntent's capabilities can help support this process and maximize your inventory. In particular, we're going to focus on some features that LiveIntent rolled out earlier this year that support direct sold and house campaigns in email. So to start, we're going to talk about the email channel overall. So, direct selling your web, app, and audio inventory for premium is a given. But if you haven't already added email to that mix, you could be missing out on a really valuable audience in this channel. People are spending about 172 minutes daily checking their personal email. So for over 2 hours a day, brands can get readers' sole attention without them getting distracted by endless scrolling of other channels. And by interacting with these readers consistently and showing your brand's value in newsletters, you can build strong, direct relationships with your audiences and secure trust, recognition, and sales. Because newsletters are a really convenient and efficient way to reach your audience, and they add a really great personal touch. Since readers are inviting you into their email inbox, they've already shown interest in what you have to offer by giving you their email and opting in. So they're opening that door for you to build upon that loyalty, and it's a perfect opportunity to get in front of this vested audience as they curate their hobbies, interests, and news in a world of information overload. And publishers are kind of starting to take notice of the potential within the email channel. According to a survey from Reuters Institute, 69% of publishers said they want to build their email newsletter program. But how do you do that? How do you sort of start to take advantage of this channel? Think of email as a premium advertising channel like any other. In a Digiday survey, 54% of publishers said that a large or very large portion of revenue already comes from direct sold ads. So this can very easily extend into email. And now that the deprecation of cookies is actually happening, advertisers are really looking for those cookieless solutions, and email can be that answer. Email doesn't have the issues of ad blockers and robots, unlike other channels. So that you're reaching real people and getting that, opted in, engaged audience. And you can deliver a positive reading experience to that group, since newsletters are a finite space, and you can offer readers less clutter and fewer ads to build that reader trust and recognition for your brand. And to sort of speak about direct sold specifically, by selling your email inventory directly, this gives you complete control over the advertisers that appear in your newsletter. And then since these are limited ad placements, you can offer these to advertisers at a premium. And by direct selling, you choose the advertisers that your audience will be interested in. And then you can add even another layer to protect brand safety by adding native ads to the mix that blend in seamlessly with your editorial content. So your sales team may not be used to prioritizing email and sort of just selling newsletters as added value right now, but it really should be a premium offering in your media kit alongside web, print, audio, and video. So kind of how can you sell that inventory directly? However you're selling currently on the web, you can replicate that in email. So if you're already selling sponsorships with advertisers, you can use this same practice in email to sell that inventory at a higher price point. You can facilitate exclusive deals with your advertising partners with ease and allow those advertisers to win all the impressions for an ad unit by running guaranteed direct sold or sponsorship campaigns in your email newsletter. Main benefits of this is since an advertiser owns the entire newsletter, they get that premium ad placement that they want. And then as a publisher, since it is limited and premium, you can sell that at a higher price point. Or you can also optimize impression-based buys. You can increase yield by having your non-guaranteed campaigns compete against demand from LiveIntent's exchange and our third-party DSP partners. You can optimize those campaigns to a goal, impressions, clicks, etc., and you can increase bid density and maximize your revenue. So one thing to keep in mind, there are some obstacles with determining available impressions in light of Apple mail privacy protection. That's something that we'll go into a little bit more detail later on in the presentation with LiveIntent's solution for this. And lastly, you can promote your products to your audience. By utilizing house campaigns, you can build more brand awareness and loyalty with your readers. And this can help extend other aspects of your brand and grow your audience. But we do know that growing your direct sold program in email can be a bit of a time-consuming task, and the process can be a strain on your team's bandwidth. Switching out hard-coded ads for multiple campaigns can take up a good chunk of your day and can end up sort of being too much effort for not as much reward. And keeping track of all your line items when you've got multiple platforms and reports can definitely be challenging. And this can often lead to campaign errors being caught too late, causing lost revenue, and it can negatively impact your relationships with advertisers. So after hearing about some of these pain points that our publishers were going through, LiveIntent came up with a few solutions to address these issues. So before we go into our features, I wanted to give a little bit of background on who LiveIntent is. So we are a people-based marketing platform that's bridging the gaps between brands and audiences everywhere. We work with 2,500 plus companies to reach people wherever they are in a trustworthy, high-quality channel. Our network is built on an identity graph that includes 900 million hashed emails, 10 billion devices, 110 million households, and 25 billion identifiers. Our vast coverage is why the top publishers and brands, some of whom you see listed here on this slide, trust LiveIntent. So we offer attention-grabbing email ads within premium publisher content. These ads are eye-catching and endemic to the email newsletter environment. Our live tags are dynamic and support a variety of sizes, along with display and native demand, and will collapse if there's no demand to fill them. And along with our ad server for direct sold and house campaigns, publishers can also open their email inventory to the LiveIntent exchange and our integrations with third-party DSPs for both display and native demand. We also have tools such as allow blacklists and category blocking to ensure that only ads that meet your standards are served into your brand's newsletter. And after a one-time placement, publishers can utilize our live tags to find their monetization sweet spot between their existing priorities. So for direct sold and house campaigns, so as we were saying before, you get that complete control over the ads that appear in your newsletter. You can also push traffic to your website if you have a product of your own that you want to promote, or you have sort of a co-branded push with a sponsorship. And also by utilizing LiveIntent's ad server, you get access to our targeting and optimization tools for these campaigns. And then whenever your ad units aren't running a direct sold or house campaign, you can turn on exchange demand for both display and native to get always on consistent fill from advertisers. And you can use those allow block lists to keep ads brand appropriate. And then lastly, LiveIntent also has a couple options where we'll sell your inventory on your behalf. So as part of our native exchange, we have native curated packages. The CPMs here range from $6 to $10 depending on the package, and these are contextually aligned ads from branding advertisers. We also have sponsorships by LiveIntent, where we can sell a 100% share of voice sponsorship in your newsletter advertiser for a set time frame. This includes a sponsored by logo before your newsletter content. And based on your list size, a sponsorship can be sold from anywhere from 1 to 25K per send. So taking advantage of LiveIntent gives you access to enhanced reporting and enables you to reduce operational friction with a low maintenance scalable solution. So all these monetization strategies also help ensure a more consistent stream of revenue and higher fill rate for your ad unit. So a little bit more about our live tag. This is the newest version of our tag that we're starting to roll out that now supports display and native demand in one ad slot. This enables you to increase your revenue by driving more demand with multiple ad formats per ad slot. You can optimize your inventory and have flexibility to serve the right ad at the right time for the right person at the right price. And ultimately, this will help streamline your workflow. You can consolidate tag placement without needing to stack ads on top of each other. In short, LiveIntent takes some of the lift off of email monetization by making it easier to streamline your workflow and increase revenue. Not only makes it easier to set up multiple direct in-house campaigns without the hassle of manually switching out hard-coded ads, but you can add audience targeting, optimize your non-guaranteed campaigns, get detailed reporting, and gain stronger insight into your audience. So to go into a little bit more detail about our features, I'm going to pass it over to Ajay.
All right, thanks, Jenny. So these days, advertisers and publishers are using native ads to create experiences that are seamless and engaging. But native ads are also a source of frustration because they are often custom built for each newsletter. Our new native ad blueprint solution makes native ads more dynamic. They're open to targeting solutions, and it improves operational efficiency to save time. With LiveIntent, we can design an ad that matches the look and feel of your template by mimicking the HTML and CSS. You can take all your native elements from your advertisers, like your headline, image, body, and sponsor logo, and feed them directly into these custom ad units. You can also make multiple blueprints for each one of your ad slots in your newsletter, and you can sell them differently. So you can have one blueprint that has a really large image and a really large description, and that's your premium native ad, and use that only for direct sold. And then you can have a second blueprint which has a smaller image and a shorter description, and open that up to our programmatic demand. Ultimately, this helps you streamline your operations and run simultaneous campaigns for multiple partners and maximizes the revenue from your newsletters. Another new platform feature that we launched is to help streamline your workflow is coordinated sponsorships. Using this, you can coordinate ad slots that are part of the same sponsorship campaign to ensure that only those ad slots will run, and collapse ad slots that you don't need. So let's say, for example, you have a newsletter and it's got 4 ad slots in it. The top one is a banner ad. Then you have a logo that's right underneath your header. Then you have a native in-feed unit. And then finally a banner at the bottom. If you sell a sponsorship and your advertiser only wants to run their logo and their native in-feed unit, you can collapse the other 2 units, and you can be assured that nothing is going to run in these units, and you can do it all in a single line item. So you don't need to worry about taking out HTML from your newsletter or flighting 1x1 pixels to collapse certain ads. You can do it all in a single line item and have it run as expected. This year, we've also made 2 new tools in our platform to allow you to better forecast and keep track of your direct sold inventory. Our forecasting tool gives you a greater ability to understand your email impressions and inventory availability, so you never overbook a campaign again. You can view your booked and available impressions at a newsletter or ad slot level, or by country, state, and DMA. You can then break those impressions out by the age, gender, and device type in order to guide your future campaign planning. Our line item overview gives you a quick pulse of all your line items for a specified time period. You can check to make sure that your line items that are set to start soon are linked to the right ad slots and include creatives. You can see the line items are pacing however you've anticipated them. And you can also easily make adjustments in our platform if you realize that something's not working right. So another area of frustration that email marketers have had is with Apple's release of mail privacy protection in 2021. If you're not familiar with this, Apple is pre-opening most emails that are being opened in their mail apps. This significantly skews email opens because Apple will open nearly all emails, even if the user never opens them. Since this release, publishers, email marketers, and email technology companies have been developing methods to help understand the health and performance of their email programs. Email service providers have begun offering filtering options to distinguish real opens from machine opens. In order to help eliminate the Apple MPP inflated opens from the LiveIntent platform, we've developed adjustments to the 3 key metrics to reduce the impact of machine open inflation. So these metrics are adjusted impressions, adjusted CPM, and adjusted CTR. We use data from non-Apple devices that are not skewed to come up with our adjustments. By filtering out the inflated numbers caused by machine opens from Apple, publishers get a better visibility and a more realistic view of the performance of their email newsletter inventory. We've also been working hard at updating our GAM integration to build upon our previous version. So this integration helps publishers do all of their newsletter campaign setup and trafficking, so they don't need to go into the, I'm going to start that again. This integration enables publishers to do all of their newsletter campaign setup and trafficking in GAM, so they don't need to go into the LiveIntent platform if that's easier on their teams. They can use GAM as their email ad server, and that takes top priority in the LiveIntent auction hierarchy. So when there's an ad request that gets sent out from a newsletter open, if there's a campaign that is set up in GAM, that campaign will run first. If the GAM campaign isn't set up, then our process will check our LiveIntent platform for direct sold, and if there's nothing set up, then the ad slot will be opened up for programmatic demand. So for our customers who rely exclusively on selling sponsorships of their newsletters and also on using GAM, this integration has been very helpful for streamlining their operations.
Thanks, Ajay. That was great. So, guys, just a couple of questions for you. I mean, so Jenny, one of the things you talked about again is building newsletters and building this into your direct sales. And I'm wondering, are you seeing people bundle this, sell it as separate products? Where does this fall into the publisher's strategy in terms of direct sales?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're sort of seeing publishers do a few different things. One is adding in their newsletters, with other packages, in terms of like web, sort of having that newsletter in there as well. Not as much as added value, but just another great premium channel that you can get with this bundle. And then within newsletters themselves, you can sort of bundle your inventory a few different ways, depending on if you have multiple different newsletters. You can sort of package things by all of your display ads, maybe across your newsletters. That can be a package that you can sell to advertisers. And that's something we have gotten into with our direct sold launch that we did this previous summer. We have a direct sold best practices blog series on our website where we have a bunch of tips and suggestions on how to add your email newsletters to your media kits effectively and how to package and sell this inventory. And then also some tips on how to build effective native ads. So definitely check that out on our website. We've got a lot of great tips in there too.
Yeah, I think the LiveIntent blog and some of the content you've produced is some of the best in the industry in terms of helping kind of with all these concepts. Ajay, normally I would love to say to you and ask you about adjusted metrics and what Apple is doing to email, but I only really want that conversation if I can have a drink in my hand. I'll be honest with you. So I'm going to go to the Google Ad Manager questions because there's an aspect to me where the thing I want to understand with that is it sounds like, again, many publishers have built all their processes around Google Ad Manager, right? And just make sure I understand this. I could use Google Ad Manager, but I could also use LiveIntent ad server for its email focused functionality and so forth. Do I have that correct?
Yep, that's exactly right. I mean, GAM, they don't support email out of the box, right? We built this integration so we can come up with a way to support it. But there are things that you're not going to be able to do with GAM that you're going to be able to do only within our system. So what we did is we made sure to put GAM into our auction hierarchy, but it's not the exclusive only thing that's happening, right? So you can set up things in GAM, and typically the customers who are using GAM are using it for their sponsorships. And then when they don't have a sponsorship working, then they let the normal auction hierarchy flow through. So whatever is set up within our system is next in line. So they could, for example, put their sponsorships in GAM and put their house campaigns in our system, and then they can use our system for backfill. If there's certain advanced targeting capabilities they need, so let's say, for example, they want to do an audience target where they've uploaded an audience file into our system and they want to target that, that's something we don't have in GAM, but you could set it up in LiveIntent, and you can have it running alongside the GAM integration.
That's fascinating, right? So again, I think that there's an aspect of making sure everyone knows that so they get that maximum flexibility and they can sell it and work through their process. This doesn't have to be a one-off type of solution, which I like and so forth. Great. So Jenny, last question for you. If someone's interested in talking to LiveIntent, either about the features and functionality that Ajay hit on or some of the strategy that you talked about, who should they reach out to?
So a couple different ways. We have an email, hello@liveintent.com. So we'd love to hear from you. But also if you're on our website and you're looking at all of our different monetization support, maybe some of our identity and data tools as well we have a great direct sold landing page that sort of goes through all the features that Ajay talked about. We have a great video, some of our customer testimonials from our beta tests. And we have a great little contact form at the top of the landing page, so you can get in touch and set up a meeting if you'd like to learn more.
I am jealous. I feel like I need a hello at Beeler.Tech now. I feel like somehow there's just something really cute and nice about that. So anyway, Ajay, Jenny, thank you so much for walking us through that. And thanks everyone for watching our first impressions video.